The boy heading off to war was thrilled to receive his first uniform, but then he noticed someone else's name sewn into the collar. When he tried to return it, the officer just ripped off the name tag and brushed it off, saying the original owner couldn't fit into it anymore. What the boy didn't see were the dozens of other name tags lying at the officer's feet, all torn off for the same reason. And he had no idea that the new uniform he was so excited about had been worn by another young soldier just days before. When these soldiers fell in battle, someone would hastily strip off their clothes and boots, pile them up, and ship them by rail from the front lines back to the supply depot. There, women workers would wash them over and over until every bloodstain disappeared. Then tailors would work around the clock patching up the bullet holes. But with so many uniforms to process, it was inevitable that some name tags got overlooked. Meanwhile, to keep a steady stream of soldiers flowing to the battlefield, officers would deliver rousing speeches urging students to throw away their textbooks. Those innocent kids would get swept up in the passion, their blood pumping with excitement. And so these German boys charged off to war, every one of them chasing dreams of heroism. But the moment they set foot in the war zone, reality came crashing down hard. France launched a fierce assault on the German forces, and when these green recruits finally made it to the trenches, their first assignment was to bail out standing water with their helmets. Before long, Adam was ordered to collect uniforms from fallen soldiers. In that moment, he finally understood exactly where his own uniform had come from. Years later, Adam had become a seasoned veteran. Enemy fire no longer fazed him. He cleverly dodged the French attacks and led his squad in a raid on an enemy trench, where they got lucky and found the French officer's command post. But while he was going to town on the French rations, the table suddenly started shaking violently, and rats went scattering in all directions. They immediately knew something was wrong. When they rushed outside the trench, everyone froze in shock at what they saw. This was the first time anyone in World War I had ever laid eyes on a tank. The overwhelming sense of terror and helplessness burned itself into their minds. Bullets couldn't even slow the thing down. Soon, the tank unleashed hell on the German troops. The boy could only cower in the trench, shaking. When the tank rolled right over the German positions, the soldiers completely fell apart and fled in panic. After witnessing the horror of tanks on the battlefield, the German government signed an armistice agreement. Just when the soldiers thought they could finally go home, German officers, determined to prove their unbreakable will, ordered one last attack in the hour before the ceasefire took effect. Several veterans spoke up against it, but they were silenced by gunshots, one after another. The German soldiers had no choice but to march back into battle. By this point, Adam had gone numb. The bright smile he'd worn as a student was long gone. Finally, with just 15 minutes left until the agreed ceasefire time, German soldiers received orders to launch one final surprise attack. They quickly stormed into the French-held trenches. In the fierce hand-to-hand fighting, Adam and a French soldier tumbled together into a basement. But in that moment, they both stopped. They were both just waiting for those agonizing 15 minutes to run out. But another French soldier hiding in the corner delivered a fatal blow to Adam. And so Adam fell in the final minute before the war ended. Even the French soldier standing over him felt a pang of regret. In the end, Adam died in that war. A new recruit tasked with collecting dog tags came to Adam's body. He didn't find a name tag. All he took was a silk scarf from a French woman, a scarf that had been passed down from soldier to soldier. So do you know why every soldier instinctively stopped fighting the moment the armistice took effect? Follow me for more incredible movie moments.